Doing good. I kept nodding.
Great.
Unfortunately, the camera went off me, so that bit didn't really work very well, but I hope I didn't make you uncomfortable for a few seconds. Or that you got excited that I wasn't there, and now it's just disappointing. Either way.
You always make me uncomfortable. That's the beauty.
I have that effect on a lot of people, not just you. Yeah, Lesh is one of those, OD is one of those frustrating heroes right now. A lot of heroes really hate playing against it. I think Leshrac can do pretty okay because you have Lightning Storm, you can push the creeps from a distance and sometimes maybe avoid that hammer combo. What I want to focus on mainly in this game is how good of an IO game it is. I think the fact that Quincy first picked this hero and that it looks this powerful is something that has me worried for Black and Yellow. IO is very good against Void. I think it's very good against the way OD gets played too, because the way people play, they will Astral someone for 4 seconds, then they will hammer them. It's plenty time for IO to start channeling a relocate, tether the target, and get them out. And then you can reset, you can, if you don't want to relocate out, you have burst heals that counteract OD's hammer. And I don't think Black and Yellow have done a very good job at countering IO, so I'm a little bit worried for them about that. They have a strong lineup though. All right, they're going to find Quinn. This could be first blood with the air. Oh, not connecting.
If that connected, he might have rage quit. We'll talk about that in just a bit. Again, as there's a Stormball from Yawar, they're going to surround High Shaggy. Jenkins was talking about how much he loves playing this hero. Well, he's dead, and he goes down to Quinn. So first blood gold against his direct opponent in that mid lane. Not a good start for Black and Yellow. Yawar getting chased a bit. Oh, tries to sidestep the arrow, but ends up connecting anyway, as he is taking a ton of damage. He's just going to right-click and likely will fall here and have to TP back after the death.
Yeah, this is one of those situations where you have to choose between, all right, am I going to run away and be dry on regen for a lot of time, or am I just going to die, get the free TP, and come back? And I think dying there is probably the better play overall. He's already going to be facing a difficult lane. If he came into this lane with no HP, it would be unplayable against Timber. So I like him just taking the loss there and moving on with his day. Top lane, Io Pango against Void Ogre. I think Io Pango are happy here. Like the panel pointed out, time dilation is very good against Void, but I think Io can offset any potential pressure that Black and Yellow can put in this lane with their Ogre. So I think Kezu will be having an extraordinarily good laning stage here on Pango, who usually doesn't do too well at lane.
So, Cinder, I do have a question for you. As bottom lane, we're going to have a little bit of action. Yawar takes a bit of damage, but Onlo ends up distributing it evenly there. Have you ever experienced, either to yourself or maybe a teammate in the past, somebody that has been tilted from a pub and it affecting their actual competitive game in some fashion? This isn't really a thing with Quinn. I just found it like an interesting kind of subject to talk about.
How do you determine that? Do you ask them, are you tilted from your pub? Is that why you're feeding mid during the game? Or
if you paid attention to the loved ones around you, aka your teammates, which in every team you should love all your teammates, or else you're not doing a good job as a captain.
You can have a bad game without being tilted. How do you know they're tilted?
I'm not saying you. Well, because you just know ahead of time before the game starts that they just get out of the pub. And they're very angry about it, and ends up affecting their...
I mean, I've definitely in the past played with players that came out of a pub and were annoyed with the game they just played, but how much of an effect it had on the next game, I don't know. I think sometimes it can have an effect on what you draft. If you want to call that tilt, I don't know, it's like, oh, I just lost this matchup, it was horrible, please ban that, I don't want to play against it again. But I don't know if that's tilt, like that's just adjusting to something you learned in a pub game, right?
Or over-adjusting, which could be considered tilt.
Yeah, I can tell you want me to say yes. So yes, I have experienced that every day, Shannon. All the time, people tilt around me.
Thank you, Cinderin. I just wanted you to accept me for who I am.
I once played a pub game, and my girlfriend tilted because I played a game. Actually, I don't think that's happened, but I just wanted to make another tilt story for you. Yeah, you're probably right. Everybody tilts all the time. The world sucks.
Yeah. Okay. Just wanted to make sure that we.
Now you actually got me tilted. Good job. I don't like you anymore.
Have you ever been tilted while casting?
Cube's in trouble.
Affected your casting? Yeah.
Milan's in trouble. Range creep is
getting quite low. Kezu doesn't have boots, but one more right click will be enough.
Orb of Venom is very good here on Pango. It's really great in this lane. You're playing against 2 melee heroes that you have chase potential against. Even Void, you can chase with Swashbuckle. So And you're playing with IO, which even gives you additional move speed advantages there.
Yeah.
High Shaggy against Quinn looks pretty even, which is a good look for Shaggy, right? The first blood did go to Lesh, but OD is still very formidable as a mid laner against most intelligence heroes.
Yeah, but I kind of like, as we're going to see Fire Blast in the top lane, but there's the regen from Milan coming through as well. He's just going to man up onto Rises. A lot of damage with that swashbuckle. And it's actually going to go down to the spirits, man.
Yeah.
The Quincy crew absolutely punishing this lane right now.
I wouldn't want to play Void in this lane. I don't think Ogre helps you very much against this duo, unfortunately for them. But obviously, that's what you show when you pick Ogre Timber first too, is you give the enemy team a possibility to adjust and think ahead about how they're going to solve that lane. And I think the solution's working out very well. Obviously, the one lane for Black and Yellow that is flat out, should just be on paper flat out domination is that bottom lane Yawar. It's really getting it handed to him by Zero here, who's just going to keep diving him in the tower. Next whirl will be a kill.
He's dead.
No problemo.
All
Ponlo
those
was very
trees
far.
doesn't really help his cause here. Ponlo not going to be able to do too much. He is going to be able to take all of this XP, though, from Yawar, which Yawar will not be too happy about. The thing I do like about this lane from Black and Yellow is obviously Timbersaw is a hero. Once you get to this point, you can just leave him alone, which leaves Mirana open to gank, which who's a better partner to gank with than the Astral Imprisonment, which we're going to try right now. It's going to connect onto Quinn in the mid lane. This is looking like a potential kill. Starstorm is... Oh, he jumps into the split earth. Oh my, that is not what they wanted to see. And Quinn's just going to walk it off, it seems.
Yeah, a consolation there for Donai. I don't think that's a kill, even if that lead doesn't get him stunned. The level 1 Starstorm was not enough to get Quinn pushed over the edge. He even has a raindrop and a stick, so he would have been completely fine. But, you know, it's that mental damage that you inflicted on yourself.
Against Quinn, who did rage quit his pub last night when he was streaming. I don't know if I mentioned that. So
oh, really?
Very taken aback. He didn't say anything. He just turned it off. I've never experienced that. It was the silent rage.
Then how do you know if he's raging? If he was silent?
He could have disconnected, I guess. It's possible. We'll have to ask him in the post-game interview.
Very unfortunate. First you get stomped in lane and then your connection drops. So what a bad evening. That's just really unlucky.
Yeah. Very unlucky.
Shan, you know what? I just realized we've been casting some games and we've forgotten about your favorite part about casting with me. It's trivia time.
Oh, no.
Because things are calming down. There's nothing happening right now that's very important. So I have a question for you, Shannon. What is the active of Mango?
Oh, boy. It's not... Is it... Can you give me a hint? Because I don't think I'm going to get it by itself here. Okay, I'm going to say... Replenish.
It is Eat Mango.
Dang it! It's even stupider than I thought. It's actually quite good. That's a good one. Oh,
that's very descriptive. Oh, it's a good arrow.
Help out his comrade, but Ponlo gets arrowed after the Astral takes place into the Sanity's Eclipse. High Shaggy gets credit for that one, but it's going to get turned around on with Quinn and Milan teaming up now. So Quincy crew gets the better of that trade.
Bottom tower's going to fall here.
Mango.
Yep. All right, by extension, what is the active?
See, Nom 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 would have been a better ability.
Now, what is the active of Tango?
Well, it's not Eat Tango.
Or is it?
All right, Eat Tango.
It is Devour. Good guess. All right, bottom tower has fallen. It is actually Devour.
It's the same as Doom?
Yeah, it's called Devour.
All right. We need to create a petition to get that one changed.
Oh, I thought you were going to say we need to create another game. Could do that too.
Yeah, we could do that too. Yeah.
All right, bottom tower will fall here. High Shaggy will also get off a Meteor Hammer mid and a banish on Quinn. Very nice and clutch there before he got stunned. So Black and Yellow with a very good map pressure beginning here. Obviously, Timber will do this to the bottom lane in most cases. And you kind of asked for this as Quincy when you picked Sven into Timber. You can't be surprised this was coming. The real question for me is, how are they going to defend the mid-tier 1? Because that is a little bit concerning if they start losing control of their tier 1 towers 8 minutes in. And I do think that Black and Yellow with one successful move on the Lash could just go in and grab mid too. Io and Pango. Kez was having a great game as expected, of course, here. Yeah, top net worth even in his team on Pango. So very nice.
Quinn, though, did he see this? It looks like he might have. Does have the level advantage on High Shaggy. But they did spot him out, so I assume Rises knows this is coming, question mark? He's gonna get stun locked potentially. Yeah, he's dead. Wow, I thought they for sure saw him, but maybe the night vision wasn't enough. They are gonna get a consolation prize in the mid lane though, as Conlo will take a tumble.
Banish into Hammer, and he had Arcane Rune, so the Hammer will be ready again when this wave collides with the tower, which is very convenient. And Zero has also rotated over, so I mean, I guess Quincy do give it up here. They've used Pango up top, so that's their key defensive ability for this. And yeah, no glyph. The tower is gone. But Black and Yellow making some good moves here to build themselves that map advantage. Quincy will respond with their own top tier 1 pickup here for Quinn.
Dire's top tower has fallen.
I mean, all in all, it's relatively even in terms of the gold right now. The tower advantage for Black and Yellow mid could become really important. The question is how they're going to keep shutting down Sven, because I have to say Quincy's lineup looks very, very good to me in the mid game once this Hammer falls off a little bit and you have the solution to Chrono in your IO. Got to keep up that pressure. Yawar.
Oh boy, Yawar is going to try to cancel his high Shaggy initiation.
Good arrow.
We'll do that at the very least. Quinn taking a lot of damage, but yeah. Dunhai not going to have enough to actually get the job done. So Yawar with that God Strength activated will... Well, his consolation prize is a nice juicy ancient stack, so he's not going to be too sad about popping that
Everything is just juicy to you today. I noticed that earlier when you were talking to Jenkins as well. You just...
Yeah.
Have you been juicing today? It's a big thing on Twitch, I've heard.
I don't know what it is. Anytime I'm just talking with Jenkins, we both just use the word juicy so much. I don't know why.
Don't lie to me. As soon as Quinn quit his stream, you went and watched XQC.
I don't even know what that reference... I know who XQC is, but I don't know the reference in there. But thank you for making me seem as stupid as I actually am.
I thought you were going to go with old.
Usually I try to hide that.
That's fine. Yep. Oh, I just...
Nice stat.
What is Pango's passive called, Shannon?
Lucky shot.
No, it is called Eat Enemy. Eat Enemy armor.
His shard is roll up. I remember that because it's like a fruit roll up. Always have to remember with food. As we see High Shaggy get off the combo, will be successful, but the save from Milan will likely cost him his life unless Yawar wants to fight for some reason. Highly doubtful. Moonlight Shadows pop though, just in case. Milan all by himself actually will get the tether canceled thanks to the Astral. Into the arrow and into incoming death. Very slowly will die. Surely he's dead. Yes. Dunhai gets the credit for that one.
Pathetic whelp.
By the way, just real quick, Sindren, the Marana, it's done high, right?
I think so.
As Jubei, we're going to talk about that in just a moment, why that's confusing to me. As Split Earth connects, but there's the Chronosphere from a side. We'll be able to get enough damage to take out Quinn, absolutely. Sanity's Eclipse was used as well. And they're going to get a nice banish and completely surround poor Kezu, who's had such a good game. Wait, Swashbuckle under the high ground.
Oh,
he gets bashed out of the TP. That is super unlucky.
Bash. That
24% chance.
That was a really good play from Rises. So what he did there was he time walked up and then he bashed him to stop the TP. And then he was like, I'll just bash you again and then one more time for fun. So look at it here. This is a very fun, high skill player. So here's the bash. First hit. I love when we get it in slow motion. There's like a full second on the TP. Bash into bash into bash. The triple down into XP.
I will say it's pseudo RNG. So he might have just come from a bunch of creeps. He probably didn't bash like 10 times in a row. He's like, all right, this is when I need to chrono. And then he didn't get bashes again, and then he got 3 in a row to make up for it. You see? Anyway, it's done high, right? What the one? Do people not know what Leet Speak is? Am I too old? Is that a boomer thing?
So what's the end of his name then? Is it AAA?
The one is an L in Leet Speak. That's why I don't think it's Dunhall, right? I'm gonna see Jubei get taken out during this very important.
You're right. You really are proving that you're old.
I mean, Leet Speak is 1337, Cinderin.
When I grew up, we used IRC.
That's true. That was actually a pretty good Yoda.
You used something before IRC. What was that again? AOL.
ICQ.
Oh.
That was a classic.
Uh-oh.
The best sound ever. As High Shaggy gets off the Astral Imprisonment. Arrow does connect. Onlo in quite a bit of trouble. You can hear the relocate coming. War's going to pop that ult in the meantime.
More like bye, Shaggy.
Good one. High Shaggy to buy Shaggy. Ponlo getting healed up now.
Thank you for explaining it after.
Well, just for the low IQ viewers out there, like myself, just, you know, occasionally don't get the joke.
Oh, you said it because you were proud. Oh! Rises is like...
Okay.
Oh.
Okay.
Dude, you know what? When you watch people play like this, I just want to play Void every game if I could do that. That's amazing.
And then you do, and you don't bash, and you get mad.
Yeah. The only reason I don't
your
win with
cast.
Void is that I'm unlucky.
Radiant's bottom tower is under attack.
That you were born with no skill. Oh, I laughed at my own joke again. All right, so Zero, quite tanky, has the hood, and going for a Yule Scepter. And looking at the actual position ones here, Rises is, I believe,
I wish
the
you could see my
Maelstrom
face
on
right
its
now.
way.
I wonder what you think I would look like right now.
You were born without facial animations either. That was coded in later.
What do I even have
Hi,
skill in?
Shaggy has his blink. That's true. Talking, I guess. You are very good at talking. About nothing.
Thank you. Oh, well, it was a compliment for a moment. That's pretty good. Here comes the smoke! Black and yellow are going
fast
to
indeed.
put the blink to use. I think what they want here is to ideally find... I want to say you want to find Sven, but at the same time you need to see where Io is because the relocate will be ready here. So just going for the standard opening with Astral Hammer won't get the job done if Io is in position, which is definitely the case right now. Milan is there.
Yep, they scan, so they know Quincy Crew is in the vicinity. They have the high ground advantage. But both sides have some level of vision here. And very even game. Black and Yellow slightly ahead in terms of just net worth alone, but you would think that that would change once Sven really starts to take off.
They have got a lot of value out of both Timber and OD, and those were the two cores they picked first. Uh-oh. This could be a pick. Oh, they're going to get a Pango roll out of it.
Yep, Kazu rolls up with the Blink Dagger. Only gets one stun on the high Shaggy. Quinn, Split Earth does connect, but it looks like they want to disengage here. And with that Moonlight Shadow, they're going to do just that. High Shaggy, though. Finds one. Up, Kezu able to swashbuckle out. How is it possible? I think you can swashbuckle no matter what, right? But you still get stunned.
Yeah, if the stun is
as
well timed from Shaggy, that will land every time. I think if you do frame
But
perfect, so Void needs to be facing the direction he casts Swashbuckle to, right? So if he needs to do a little bit of turn rate first, you can perfectly time it so he doesn't get it off. But if he's already facing the direction he wants to jump, it's like, I'm gonna say it's impossible. Technically, like maybe totally frame perfect, you can't do it, but that's very rare.
Because I've seen, I don't know how frame perfect it was, but I've seen many occasions where they still get stunned.
Well, this could be a good chrono.
Oh, Rises. Chrono onto 2. Relocate's still going on. 5 seconds, but it's not going to happen now. 1 down. That's the important one. You are left to his own devices and completely surrounded. Is TPing out, though, but the banish. And this is a 5 versus 1. Who wins this? Yawar dies instantly.
That was exciting. You had me at the edge of my seat. I didn't know who was going to win there. XD.
Thank you. That's my job. Your job is to agree with everything I say.
Yes.
So on the side of Quincy Crew, Quinn has his Yules, obviously, and is going for the Kaya.
Is going to
As
disengage.
that
I have
level
to
1 little shredder wasn't enough there to kill a courier. That's surprising.
I really like how much initiative Black and Yellow are taking here. And I wanted to say, I forgot to say this going into the series, but I think among the bottom teams, this is the team that has looked the best, right? Like, on average, Black and Yellow is the team that should not get relegated here. This is, of course, one of their hardest opponents, but they're showing why it was the panel said, or I think it was the panel that said they can take a game off anyone. This is why. Like, they have an idea with their strategy, they're playing their trademark picks, and they're doing a really good job rotating around, playing around each other. Quinn
just walks into the enemy jungle, gets the Yule Split Earth with the combos. Oh, the Astral in time to block a little bit of damage.
No,
But it's going to be perfectly timed up with the Rolling Thunder, so ends up being an easy one. It's Yawar and Milan getting shredded thanks to this Timber Saw. Zero. It looks like a lot of his burst. Okay, double kill for Rises, as Zero did most of the damage there, so Quincy Crew getting a little bit too cocky. Quinn doing a good job of sidestepping, gets the cookie to help out with mobility. Onto the high ground they go. Quinn not able to get the split earth off as Kezu. So much mobility on both sides here as Quinn gets bursted down thanks to the timber chain. They start out that fight really well, getting rid of the OD. But the timber saw just proved too strong.
Yeah, and Shaggy was actually almost close to getting out there as well. When his Astral was ending, his Blink was on 0.5-second cooldown, but Kezu was on top of him there, so that was close to being even better. Still great for Black and Yellow. They're going to find Ponlo. Ponlo's dead here. They will both hammer and arrow.
You think so? You think he's dead?
I was right. Oh, Jubei gets the kill. Very clean.
Wow. Wow. Any items that you're looking forward to, Cinderin, that will have a big impact on the game? Yawar obviously has had the Mask of Madness, Echo Saber. BKB is going to be
huge.
Quite a big deal.
I think part of
If
the
he
reason...
has BKB for that last fight, he doesn't die to Timber Saw like that, obviously.
Part of the reason they picked Sven here is, I mean, first of all, you want an IO pairing, right? But they might think Sven is one of the better carries against Timbersaw just because his physical damage eventually becomes overwhelming. He's one of the heroes that does so much damage in the first few swings that reactive armor doesn't necessarily get to build up. And some of the other things the panel talked about, it's nice for them to have a carry with a stun so that Leshrac has a way to connect his stun. It helps Snapfire connect ult. So there's a lot of pros to Sven in this game, but the con has kind of overshined it so far. But when the BKB comes in, that's when we might start seeing the pick really start taking an effect. But Black and Yellow will get Roche, though. Gonna go on to Rises with the Aegis. Do they have a smoke? This would be a great time to smoke.
Yeah, and they're sporting a 4K net worth lead. Quincy crew are the undefeated team. Well, they've lost some games, but they haven't lost any matches. And their road to the major looks pretty clear as long as they don't lose. It's really this series is the big one because their next series is their last one. It's versus EG. And if they win this one, then it won't really matter if they win or lose theoretically in terms of going to the major. But as far as positioning, there's a lot of stipulations. There you are. Oh, they actually bait out the relocate.
Yep, and they saw it. Gonna go out on a limb here and say Milan's gonna die.
You think so, huh? You think so? You're correct.
Goes to Shaggy.
He has his holy locket, by the way, and found the Philosopher's Stone in the jungle, so should be able to get his shard relatively soon.
Yeah, that's going to be big. It will allow Sven and Leshrac to get a chain stun after their initial one, and that is in turn really good for Snapfire. You want the first stun to really pack a punch so you can try to get key kills. The best target in this game all the time for them basically is going to be OD. It's the one hero that will truly save on Black and Yellow's side, so if they isolate him first, that'll be good. All right. Another kill.
Might be dead. Indeed.
That was basically frame perfect
Shaggy
on the hammer, by the way.
Oh, Rises pops the BKB and then Chronospheres just so he can take out Quinn. He's going to do so successfully. Shaggy nice enough to give the kill to Rises there. Still 3 minutes on the Aegis. And Black and Yellow have a pretty big lead for 22 minutes.
I think Quincy might be waiting for an additional item here with the Blink Dagger on Sven before they want to go. They need that reliable way of starting a fight. It's just Black and Yellow are crushing them on every move. They take the initiative and then they follow up. And if Quincy try to respond, they're at the risk of getting Chronosphere. They're at the risk of getting caught off guard by Timber because they don't, once again, they don't have the best solutions for him yet. And Black and Yellow are just very aware of that. He's gonna keep, oh, this would be...
You are. He's gonna have to pop his ult here and try to fight. No TPs yet, though. He's gonna pop BKB on top of that. He's just getting right-clicked by Rises. Here comes Milan, though.
Good cookie.
Oh, a nice setup stun onto 2 into the Rolling Thunder. A nice save from Shaggy in the meantime, though. But the Ogre will be lost. And it looks like the Timbersaw is next. What a turnaround. Really, really good layering from Quincy crew. Don't know if they'll be able to find more. Yeah, okay, Yule's onto Rises. Yawar has his stun, but the BKB pop from Rises wants to actually try to stand his ground. He'll get a couple right clicks and likely time walk to safety. Yeah, still 2 minutes, so not wanting to waste this necessarily.
On high.
As the dominoes keep falling, Black and Yellow starting to crumble a little bit. And it's going to turn into a potential tier 1 tower as well. And just like that, it's this is going to go down to about 1K net worth lead only.
Yep. Wonder if they will complete this. It's looking a little bit dodgy for them. They have a great ward, though, so they actually have all the information in the world. But they will still respect Black and Yellow's potential here. I think you should have probably finished that tower. You know there's no Chrono and no Mirana. It was pretty safe, but... yeah, this is a really good cookie coming in from Ponlo. So Yawar backs off here. They get the tether off, and here manages to redirect very nicely onto the double stun. Shaggy with the best astral possible there, and it just doesn't matter. Kezu just sat there in the roll-up.
Yeah, it looks like Ponlo is going to die again on the live feed here. Seems to be his job for today, just creating as much space as possible.
Is under attack.
Yawar still only halfway to his blink, so actually did go Orchid. So took apart the Echo Saber for the BKB Orchid.
Yeah, I guess he wants to take advantage of the fact that Shaggy has not gone BKB. He doesn't know that Shaggy doesn't have it in quick buy, and he might change his mind when he sees this Orchid. He's currently eyeing up an Axe for that double save or offensive capability, but with Orchid, might want to change his mind.
Radiant's bottom tower has fallen.
And we'll see. From what I've heard from Jenkins, Shaggy might be a bit stubborn in some cases, so we'll see if he does change his mind or not. Have the Arkosh days rubbed off on him in a positive or negative way?
Or has he forgotten all about them already?
That's true. You might, like when you're in a cult, so I hear, not that, you know, Arkosh is a cult, so they say, you lose a lot of the memories that you have. Like you forget why you joined them, you forget what happened while you were with them. It's like a big haze, you know?
That is pretty
And
important.
it looks like he will be finishing the Aghanim Scepter, so he will not remember his time with Arkosh. Whatever that
Keeping
means.
the Blade of Alacrity in the inventory. Also forgot about primary attributes. But
it's important to get
maybe he
that
wants the attack
one
speed.
armor.
Maybe he wants the attack speed for farming speed. It's probably better than the other ones, but I think most players here would put in the Ogre Axe for tankability. All right, they've caught last.
Top lane, we have to relocate with Quinn's help here as well. This is looking like a kill onto Zero, who's silenced for pretty much the entire duration. So the Orchid already paying off, and well, when there's one kill going Quincy Crew's way, that means Ponlo is dying somewhere else, and that's exactly what just happened.
Good catch from Lesh there. Quinn setting up on the Timber with Yules, and that's one of the nice things to play IO with. Any hero that buys Yules, the timing of relocate and Yules layer up very nicely. Yawar, quick blink.
Nice blink.
Moonlight Shadow there, thinking about it.
Aggress.
That
Yawar
is...
does not have his ult for quite a while.
Black and Yellow need to be careful here if they aggress into enemy vision, but they have their own, and they find Quinn.
Yep, Kezu trying to counter this, not able to get the stun off in time, so looks like Quinn is donezo for now. Kezu's gonna have to get out in addition. Yawar gets off the Stormbolt. Rises, has his Chronosphere available, could get two here. Wait, actually misses on Ponlo. Milan healing up his Carmine as much as possible. You can see Ponlo using the ult from afar as well. That's gonna be enough to save Yawar, and now Black and Yellow have to retreat. Kezu gets off the swashbuckle. Ooh, four-step into aggressive play. High Shaggy is likely going to die because of this. I'm not sure whose four-step it actually was, but definitely not good if you're a Black and Yellow fan. Done high, double leap. He's actually out of him now. Zero on the high ground, though. Kezu has to be careful. Your arrow's going to connect, and that's going to be a big burst down.
And now Quincy have vision advantage.
Yeah, but they have very little human bodies to work with. Yawar already at half health and no IO to work with. Trying to juke around, but he won't be able to blink anyway thanks to this Spirit Vessel. So triple kill for Zero. Was not looking like a good fight, Cinderin, but ended up working out in their favor.
Yeah, I think there was a bit of miscommunication. The Force Staff was meant to be defensive, but I think at the exact same time Shaggy wanted to turn around for a banish for value, and then he got forced in, so that was unlucky there for Black and Yellow, but like you said, the end result actually ends up being pretty good because Quincy, they bit over more than they could chew. They invade the enemy area that clearly has vision, and they do remove the ward, but it just takes so much time, and they have no solution for the Timber, who's just freely playing that fight with no concerns whatsoever. 6K lead. And now OD's queuing up BKB.
Flip-flop.
This will be a really big item. I honestly think Black and Yellow don't really need to be too concerned with this game going into the later stages either, as long as they're competitive in this around this time. I'll find a Mirana here for a little bit of a pickup.
Oh, wait. Will they? He used all his leaps and is attempting to TP out.
Oh my god, perfect placement. That was the one spot he could TP. If he runs down the river, he gets caught by the Lesh. If he runs to the left, he gets caught by the Pango, but stands right on the sweet spot before the relocate came in.
Yeah, a little bit of poor communication from Quincy crew. They did not layer those stuns very well at all.
Yeah.
The Split Earth came basically the same time as the second rolling through. Definitely would have been a kill other way. I mean, it wasn't that big of a kill either way, but it is something. Scotty now online for Rises. He is looking very strong. And is this the point where you take apart that Mask of Madness into Satanic Butterfly? We'll have to wait and see.
Butter is definitely good against Sven, but he has the option to go into
Bloodthorn. Yeah.
Bloodthorn, there's the word. I forget the name of that item sometimes, don't buy it ever. Ponlo?
Ponlo. Yeah, they want to try to get Kezu, but he already rolls up into a ball, so they'll ignore him for now. He blinks out to safety. Quincy crew down 7K despite being the favorites in this match. And remember, if they lose this is only game 1, but if they lose this series, then it's kind of up in the air again on who's going to the major.
Yep.
It becomes less clear.
Both Undying and EG here are cheering their hearts out for Black and Yellow, that's for sure.
Indeed. Looks like this is going to be another Roche. This time going the way of Black and Yellow. So Aegis, Shard. Shard for Faceless Void, which is huge quality of life with just the range alone on Time Walk. And looks like he's going for Mjolnir next, so we'll have to wait and see if he ends up taking apart the mask later. But opting for just pure attack speed. And this will be a tier 2 as well. Quincy crew not really that close, at least not for Yawar, not finding any items anytime soon. Still going, it's like halfway to Scotty, I guess. Not even halfway.
I don't know if it's the right choice either. I think he might need something more hard-hitting. They seem to be having slight damage issues, right? They're going utility item on Pango. They're going utility items on Lesh. Lesh has to buy these items. I think in this game you have to get BKB and Yules. But with Pango having Blink Yules, Sven is meant to kill here as the single physical damage hero. And he is changing his build. He gave up on Scotty. He's going Bloodthorn.
Oh, that's going to align with the BKB from Shaggy. So that is going to be...
It does have it
Not
now.
only that, but you have BKB and Yules on 0. So really, there's 2 heroes that cannot dispel it, and those are supports.
It still is better damage per gold than a Scotty, right? Because you get so much attack speed. But yeah, I'm not sure if the Bloodthorn was the goal, was the right item here. I think maybe Daedalus could have potentially been a better pickup. Like, you just have to go all in on finding a good stun setup where you get key kills immediately for your team. But realistically speaking, with this big of a deficit, it is challenging for him to find anyone, because anyone else than OD he jumps on, he knows is going to get saved at least once, maybe even twice. And he needs to play around Chrono.
Oh, Ponlo, is he going to die? Oh, he's going to die, and he didn't even get the Ancient. He just lowered it for Black and Yellow. How sad. And that is his 8th death of the game. And Quincy crew on the back foot. Satanic looks to be next for Yawar, but again, so far away from that. Mjolnir, we just talked about Rise's building towards it, has already finished it, and still 2.5 minutes left on the Aegis. See if high ground is the next objective here, or if they're fine just controlling the whole map.
They're really trying to find someone in the bottom tree line. They checked everywhere. They time walked twice. They threw a Meteor Hammer for vision. But nobody from Quincy there. And that's obviously going to be a bottom lane pushed all the way in, and they're immediately going to cross toward the top half again. Maybe looking to invade the enemy triangle. They do have a really good ward here, seeing Milan take the bounty. And if they could get in range for a stun, they won't.
Yeah, Quincy Crew forced to play super passive right now.
Yeah, they just got
But-
dewarded their triangle again. So
Yeah, they have no control of any aspect of the map right now, and the lead is just going to grow just because of that presence that black and yellow have. I mean, Zero almost has enough to finish his Shivas. Yeah, I mean, okay, Quincy Crew are they're gonna smoke.
they need to go for
Not really
something.
close to finishing anything big here.
No, I don't think you could have waited for an item. The Hex from Lesh is far away. The Pango Refresher is pretty far away. So instead, they're hoping to find someone in the enemy triangle, perhaps. No, they do have a ward there, so they know there's nobody here. They're going to wrap around mid, try to get into their own triangle from the back. They had a brief moment of a red scan there, but now it's green, and black and yellow are doing a really good movement here. Only exposing Zero, who is honestly invincible right now. If they want to go on this guy, they need to get through 3,200 health with Kaya Sanj and an OD mid-range with Blink save. You just can't go on Timber first.
Is under attack.
That really seems to be the biggest problem. Like, how do you start a fight as Quincy without finding OD?
Yeah, and you don't want to expend anything on Void, who still has that Aegis to work with. So tier 3 tower down, Kezu with a nice initiation, but again, saved by Shaggy, who now has that 10-second 9-second BKB, another Astral, thanks to that Aghanim Scepter on Shaggy. So the roll basically takes the Aegis carry down to half HP. There is only 20 seconds left.
Barracks are under attack.
So black and yellow, I mean, they do have so many BKBs to work with. I feel like they can continue on, but might try to play it safe. We'll see.
I wonder if this is the kind of
Zero
game where
front
Quinn
lining.
should buy a shard, actually, on Lesh.
Yeah, that I could see that. Oh, they're gonna find Ponlo again. As
That's
the
new.
Aegis is officially consumed. And Zero just gonna go really deep with a 16k net worth lead. Can't blame him. This is gonna be a freebie for black and yellow. So 1 Rack's advantage and a huge net worth lead at 35 minutes.
Has fallen.
Yeah, again, I
I
honestly...
can afford to give up 2 though.
I think they can just go mid. I don't... Again, going on Void or Timber seems next to impossible. Quincy have to somehow magically find a way around this front line. They need to find OD, and they're just not going to. Shaggy isn't giving them the opportunity.
Yeah, we got the split earth, but the counter Force Staff as Zero...
Right, hit it by the
Oh, there you
shard.
see the shard. Good call, Cinderin. That is what it's come to for Quincy Crew in this game. It is. What can they do against all these BKBs? Like, it feels like the Bloodthorn. I mean, I know you said that the attack speed is nice, but the main effect is the silence and crit that you're guaranteed, that you're not going to really get at the beginning of fights, at least.
What can you do? Shadow Blade on Sven so you can find OD, maybe? Like, gotta get a little bit creative here. I just don't see any other solution than going on OD first.
And Quinn getting initiated on Rises with the Chronosphere. It's going to hit Io as well. So they find Quinn and Milan. Buyback already onto Quinn, and with that, black and yellow are going to try to retreat. Yawar gets the stun onto 2 with that God Strength, but a nice save again. The Astral Imprisonment has been the bane of their existence. Zero pops the BKB. It can just retreat now. They can just wait out this God Strength. So Quincy Crew get basically nothing other than a couple BKBs being used.
This is just not how I imagined this game would pan out after seeing the draft, seeing the 2 teams at play, and how the game started for Quincy, but they have just not been able to... Oh, also save again. He might die.
He probably will. Oh, it gets double Force Staff with the leap. He is more than fine, Cinder and Quinn. Very low. Already popped his BKB as Zero comes in to try to finish the job here. Yawar takes a tumble. And the rest of Quincy Crew on the retreat. Looks like a 3rd member will likely fall here. And guess who it is? It is Ponlo.
They're getting destroyed
that,
this game.
yeah, this is a
Absolute
shellac.
annihilation from black and yellow. See, this is something that I find really cool to see in NA this season, right? We've talked about this previously, how the season, or how the teams, and it's less predictable in general. You know, in the past, it's been like, is it going to be EG Undying, or is it going to be Quincy, and they're going to beat each other and win against everyone else? And it's just not that black and white anymore. It's black and yellow.
It's black and yellow now.
I said it first. I said it first.
I have a lag over here. I thought of it first.
Top tower is under attack.
I thought about it
Brain
before I
lag.
said black and
Well.
white.
I thought of it before the game started.
Oh,
Okay?
that's really impressive. That was a good joke. You saved it for the perfect moment.
Yeah, thank you, thank you.
Tower.
2 racks down. Quincy crew will have all 5 members up and God's Strength available.
Are under attack.
So black and yellow will respect that. I mean, this, I think, is the biggest downfall of these other teams, let's just call them, like the black and yellows, is their potential to kind of throw away
Dire's top
like really good chances to win with lack of discipline. So it's good to see that they're showing some discipline here.
Gabe Newell gives them literally 0% chance of losing. Let's see if they can overcome that.
I mean, it's happened before. They're trying to kite Quinn a bit here. You can hear the Rolling Thunder coming in as well. Rises jumps in with the BKB, just bashing Quinn to a high degree. All right, gets saved by Milan. They're not even going to be able to finish the racks. This could be a big fight for Yawar and company. Pops a God Strength, but again, Shaggy with that pesky Astral Imprisonment. Void Astraled again. They just can't deal with this at all. Quinn, that's going to be a dieback, and there's a Chronosphere onto 2. This should do it for game number 1. GGs are called, and black and yellow crush Quincy crew in game number 1.
Let's be honest, this game wasn't even close.